You know the first rule of combat?
Huh?
Shoot them before they shoot you.
Hey guys, it is Tristan with the Nerdouts Newsstand, and I want to talk a little bit about the outrage surrounding Cowboy Bebop live adaptation that is set on Netflix. We did get the first look, which we will take a look at, and I also want to talk about a little video that the person playing Faye Valentine dropped, and that people are upset about it, and I want to make a case in this situation for her. I want to make a case for this show, well, a little bit for this adaptation, but I want everyone to remember this is Netflix. If you are expecting a well done adaptation, I'm not sure anime has any. Everyone, I think, remembers Death Note at this point and knows that it was never going to be good. And I'd like to add here, it really was never for the original fans. And I know that's going to upset some people, but that's what it feels like in a way. Now, with all of that being said, make sure you are subscribed, hit like, leave me a comment. Let's take a look first at some of the articles floating around when it comes to this situation. Now, I did see some people upset about this. Faye Valentine is absolutely known to be one of the most sexy femme fatale characters within anime. I was going to say within Cowboy Bebop, but within anime altogether. Now, talking specifically about the anime, it is sci-fi, Western noir, right? You have Spike's story. It's about honor, whereas Faye's journey is about learning to and where to belong. And for a lot of fans in this situation, wanting to belong means you will side with people to feel that tribalistic instinct. And I want you to try to hold back from doing that. And also, noir is known for its pessimism, right? Alienation, disorientation. And that's kind of what fans are feeling when they see this. Not to mention noir being born out of the death of God and the birth of nihilism. A lot of it spins into the reaction we are seeing right now. So, are horny male fans upset? A little bit. I know I did see Data Racer do something and say, no one said anything. Look, here's all the comments. Well, comments get deleted. I have went and made sure I at least saw a couple. So I couldn't, come up here and say, yeah, people were upset with their outfit because it didn't show skin without actually knowing that people were upset. Now, this outfit's not bad. There are some issues with it, clearly. I don't like my biggest thing here is the color palette. I do wish that it was a brighter yellow and her shorts were a little bit more yellow. Now, just to get this out of the way, when you do cosplay, you make something to stand in or to move very minimally in. Maybe you will be standing at a con and you are standing there for 8 hours, sure, but you're not doing live action stunts, and there absolutely has to be that in this. So using the cosplayers can do it, why can't you, is a little irrelevant in this situation, just because cosplayers can make these things. Cosplayers can wear these things, but they aren't necessarily able to move in these things. A lot of times, especially with like the latex on Harley Quinn, it just gets too tight. You just get too sweaty. You just can't do it. And Catwoman, I would say too. But a lot of the times you just can't move. You can't. And that's the truth. And cosplay in this situation is really, really hard to say it is equal to live action, because it's not. So I just wanted to kind of get this out of the way. Now, I think this looks amazing. I really think this is one of the best live adaptations of a look I have seen in a really long time. And he looks like Spike to me. He just does. Now, what's funny to me is everyone's upset about her look, right? But there's no ad. I do. Okay. All right. Jet is not black, and he was German. Like, and also, I don't know if you guys seen this or not, but there's now a non-binary grunt. But everyone's mad about her outfit. Like, again, this is Netflix. I'm not sure what you expected. I did this 2 or 3 times yet this year. Oh my God, Netflix is making Sweet Tooth. I'm so excited. Oh my God, it sucked. Oh my God, Netflix is making something. Oh my God, it sucked. And I think I've learned my lesson at this point. Now, maybe hope springs eternal, but not in this case. I do think there is a lot of good elements I'm seeing so far, whereas I haven't seen them before in other adaptations such as Sweet Tooth, where it was so sugar-coated with Disney magic, right? And I'm afraid that that's what this might be too. Some of those nihilism elements might be removed. Some of the femme fatale elements might be removed. A big part of Faye Valentine is her sex appeal, and she is willing to use it to get what she wants, right? Well, I don't know how much of that will actually translate over. So, yeah, if you didn't, and we're going to take a look at this actual video that people are upset about. If you want to see somebody attacking fans, I want to tell you to go check out my last video. If you want to see somebody actually attack a fan, that is the definition of attacking a fan. I will actually link it in the pinned comment. It's about Dan Slott. This isn't attacking a fan, and it feels almost very, I'll add it here. It feels very Faye Valentine to me. It feels very much like the character would actually do. So I love it. I think it's very, I know people are going to be mad, and I'm going to explain my reasoning, but I actually think it's a good way to combat instead of attacking. If you feel attacked, what do you initially do? By anyone, you usually attack back. And at least she used her humor, her sarcasm to stand up for herself. And I do think we have a right to stand up for ourselves. Now, going out and attacking like Dan Slott did, that's uncalled for. But she is standing up for herself just in the similar way that I would. I would have no issue standing up for myself. And I don't think anyone else should have an issue with her standing up for herself. You things. Like, why are we so to the point where we want to be mad, even though we never said she should be wearing very little? Even if you just looked at her outfit and did the same as me, it's not bright enough. Her shorts need to be yellow. Her stockings are not well done. Even if you just said those bare minimum criticisms, real criticisms, you shouldn't be mad. She's not talking about you. She's talking about people that said she should have been, had a skin tight outfit across her tits. Now, she doesn't have very much in that department, so I can understand a little like maybe boob envy or something. But I think it's appropriate for her to stand up for herself. I think it's smart. Had she not stood up for herself, we would have got the actual whole media narrative where she was chased off social media because of those damn man babies. Now, with that being said, this is another brand, another IP. This is another person people are trying to cancel, and it's not something I necessarily condone at all when they haven't done anything but stand up for themselves. Now, what she needs to realize, on the other hand, I'm not talking about fans. What she needs to realize is that Cowboy Bebop has a cult-ish following, a huge following. It is beloved. One of the most basic animes you should have watched. And if you haven't, go. Come back, though. I'm not going to spoil anything anyway. But And that, unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, with those noir aspects, that pessimism, that alienation, that disorientation, those things are what fans feel seeing those first pictures. If they didn't like them, I'm saying just generalities here, right? That's what fans felt. And fans felt maybe a little betrayed. Not all fans. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, a decent amount, enough to cause and make some media attention. That's how they felt. It necessarily wasn't because of your outfit, even though it could use some working. It was because this is a beloved franchise that people have loved for a very, very long time. It's not a brand new IP. It's not something just made up. It is something beloved in the anime community. And when it is touched with, and when it is messed with even slightly, prepare for criticism and prepare for fans to feel a little cast out, a little jaded. And then, when she talks about it, they feel even more jaded and they feel even more upset. Now, actually, we'll take a look at this, but I don't see the issue personally. I do think she's being a little bit condescending at the very most, but think about it if you were in that position, just for a second. As a previous cosplayer, you would be like, it wasn't good enough. I worked, hours on this outfit. It wasn't good enough. My body wasn't correct, and I didn't have enough boobs for this outfit. It is demeaning, and I've been there, so I understand. It's demeaning to be. And she mentions being short. Yeah, yep. Same here. I totally get it. I can't reach upper levels of any shelf. But you also have to remember, again, we're going back to that beloved IP. So let's just listen here for a second.
As you know, our Cowboy Bebop first look dropped today, which was so exciting. And I just wanted to address a couple of things that sort of keep coming up in the comments amongst fans. First, I wanted to apologize to the fans that I did not anatomically match the Faye Valentine character. 6 foot, double D size breast, 2-inch waist. They looked everywhere for that woman and they couldn't find her. It's kind of weird.
I mean, she probably exists. I'm not saying she doesn't, but it's very few and far between. What you have to remember is anime adds these women, so just like comics, for fan service. It's supposed to be the idealized version of that person in that situation. You are the idealized woman. So, male fantasy, big tits, tall. Is tall a thing? That's fucking stupid. Anyways, imperfect body showing very, very little skin is the idealized version. And her as a woman, you won't live up to that. You won't. You absolutely won't. And you have to remember that. It kind of sucks for her. It does. It kind of sucks to not live up to expectations, whether you're too small in my situation or too short or too this or too that. It sucks for a woman. And most people don't care if it sucks for her. That's a big problem.
Weird. So they just went with my short ass. I know. Am I right? There was talk about can we put Daniella in a time machine and maybe give her different parents so she has different genetic information to sort of make her look better? It proved to be too complicated. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was I want to apologize that the outfit I'm wearing is not exactly what she wears in the anime. We tried, but doing stunts in tissue paper, things disappear, they rip. Sometimes just
I mean, you can use a little bit of heavier duty fabric than tissue paper. That's a little hyperbolic. But even in that situation, it's really, really hard. Think about comparing it to something like Harley Quinn when she was played by Margot Robbie in the original Suicide Squad. She absolutely hated her outfit, and it was much more covering than what an outfit like Faye would have been. Now, with that being said, I don't want to hear the argument that they can make it better in porn. Of course they can. It's made to rip off. Of course they can. It doesn't have to be heavy duty. It doesn't have to do action scenes and this and this and that. It's made to be taken off and to be fucked, not to be in a live action anime adaptation. Yeah. That's nonsensical.
Just got anyway, like I was saying, that original costume, they made a couple of them, but like I said, they got sort of slurped up in my various crevices, never to be retrieved.
Did you just say
again,
that got
so we need
slurped
to
up
really
in her
build
vagina? She just clearly said it got slurped up in her vagina. Come on, honey. That's not cute.
Could withstand the test of time. So just, you know.
I love her sense of humor. I'll say that right away. I love the way she reacted. She stood up for herself, but she didn't call anybody specifically out, and that's very important. She didn't try to change anyone's mind. She gave her kind of smart-assy version of the situation. And with her being a movie star, she probably only has seen a very few. She probably hasn't seen normal people just saying, this doesn't look great. This part of it doesn't look great. The ones that were brought to her attention were probably like, her tits are too small. Her ass is too little. Even though I would argue that Faye doesn't have very much of an ass either. But even so, I feel bad for her. Just remember, with all of this outrage surrounding it, because it's being, mainstream media, mainstream YouTubers, whatever, picking it up. She's a person under there. If she's a woman, she likely has issues with her body. She likely has issues with the way she looks. She likely has issues with all of those. And yes, she's in the public eye, and you can be constructively criticism, but keep it at constructively criticism. Does it need to be said? Has it been said before? If it's been said to her 450 fucking times on her timeline, it's likely she's got the point. Anyways, so let me know what you guys think about this. I'm sure this is going to be downvoted to all hell, but I don't care. I seen the cosplay argument, and I was like, that's so ignorant. You don't know what it's like to be a cosplayer. You just don't. Sorry. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.